dispossessed here at HPC, at the farm called Spindrift, Mount Stewart, around Alisday. The government of the day just come and give notice that tomorrow at this time, we don't want to see you here. They start putting fences and they just load them into trucks, take them to the villages and dump them there.
It was not nice. It was not nice at all, because they lose everything, even cattle. You can just grab 2 things in your hand and carrying the baby maybe, but they lost everything. The Nemamilwe people, they are originated here 1200 years ago.
Roba ri tshi kona u lima zwavhuḓi, ri tshi kona u fuwa zwavhuḓi.
When we took over here 30 years ago, we had 35 people working here. We had a couple of old citrus trees and the rest of the farm was totally undeveloped. We then brought drip irrigation technology from Israel and we started planting tomatoes here. And because of the technology difference, we became very competitive and we developed the farm with tomatoes and converted it into citrus over the time.
When this land claim commission started, then we lodged our claim. There was a commission of the chieftaincy. It's where we started to mobilize our community to speak in one voice.
We became intensely aware of land reform and the effects that it could have. And because our approach has always been people-orientated, we decided to contact the people that's going to be involved.
We invited all the farmers to join us.
In 2006, they start engaging with the farmers. We have to separate politics and business. And we get to understand that we have to live the present, which the present we have to utilize whatever we got. And without experience, we have to engage those with experience. Presently, those with experience is those who are running the enterprises with the land we are claiming now. So we have to engage them. If we engage them, then we run this together.
Land is an emotional thing. Land has got emotions on all sides, and that's a reality. So one had to move away from that emotional environment.
What was important on that, it's on a trust between claimant community and the present farmers. And they come up with something they call fear management. Because politically, black and white, it seems, there is fear between the two. So they addressed that, which took not less than 6 months, meeting after meeting, to address fear management.
And the moment we started focusing on the future and the utilization of land instead of the ownership of land, where we started influencing each other on the utilization, then the fear started disappearing.
Because many people are failing when it comes to businesses because we don't have information and the training.
We visited all these farms and we find that without the knowledge of what we are going to achieve there, it ends up being a disaster.
You cannot run any business without skills. You cannot expect of a community that has never been involved in that farming operation to make a success of it. There has to be a training process involved.
So we thought we have to get training, we have to involve our communities before land settlement so that we can have understanding of how that enterprise runs.
What Nemamilwe did is that they trained, they worked hand in hand with the Department of Education and trained the people on irrigation and financial management. So some of them are working here, and I think it's great.
One of the biggest opportunities was to utilize what exists. There's a business on this land that already exists, and there's relationships in the markets that already exist, and there's value chains that already exist. So one of the things was to utilize that.
Then they start engaging on what we call after settlement, how the business must look like. And how can we influence youth to school on, with the relevant, what is happening on the ground.
Their opportunities was to start taking part in the business. And it was then to define what does the profile look like to be able to take part. And then some of the younger children started studying agriculture to come and fulfill certain positions here.
You can still be a doctor serving in an agricultural field. If you're an economist, you can still be an economist serving in the Department of Agriculture. So that's where the love of agriculture developed.
And Chief Venda always said, meaning like the wealth is in the soil.
Even our kids, they understand this language now.
Farming, it's great because it's part of the economy, like it's part of growing our economy.
So we have successfully brought in several of the family members of the claimants into the business.
As we speak on the Nemamilwe, there is more than 45 people working in the enterprise before settlement, getting first-hand experience with the enterprise.
So what we hope for is that we can get into that kind of sequence where there will be fair distribution of people from board level to every other level.
To bring back our land, I think we'll be happy. But it's not just to get it and sit. We must go and work. We must go and work. No time. We must not sit down. It's a time of work. And we have started.
There will be mistakes and there will be successes. But over time, the successes will by far overcome the mistakes. Transferring land without a plan was a mistake. It doesn't mean that land transformation must come to an end. We must go and give other ways of thinking a chance and see whether that doesn't lead us into the right solutions.
I told them, go and tell Mkwiti, this year we want to be the owners of this property so that we can start practicing and show the world that we can do it and South Africa can do it.
Our goal is certainly to make this a winning model.
We don't want to join the queue of the failures. We told the government that.
Cannot change the past. The past is a bad place. You can go and revisit it, and if something was wrong, it will forever be wrong. You can change the future.
Why is land reform important?
It's important now to heal our wounds. We want this government to speed up this. We are ready, ready, ready.